Hello and welcome to May's Crochet. I am Rachel and today is March 17th. If you couldn't tell everything about me and what I have on. But we're not here for St. Patrick's Day. No, tomorrow is Hunger Games Day. Yes, it is time for Sunrise on the Reaping to finally come out. I know it only was announced like 9 months ago, but I have been absolutely feral for this book for a very long time, even before we knew it was ever going to exist, because it will be covering Hey Mitch's Games, which was the 50th, the second quarter quell, which doubles the number of tributes from each district for a total of 48. It is going to be brutal. I will probably cry a lot, but I'm very excited for it. Suzanne Collins has not disappointed me yet. I hope she never does. I rarely like to continue things after they've kind of wrapped up their main thing. That includes movies, television, books, anything of the sort. But I'll keep taking the Hunger Games. I can't say no. I did try. I tried to say no with the Ballad of Songbird Snakes 5 years ago. I was very much against it. I did not need any sort of backstory on Coriolanus Snow, the tyrant who came to his demise at the end of the original trilogy. But I eventually gave in and read the book before going to see the movie with my oldest because I knew she really, really, really wanted to see it. So I'm like, fine, let me find out what I'm getting into. Ended up loving the book, loving the movie. And I'm like, in Suzanne Collins, I trust. So I'm very, very excited for this new book that's releasing tomorrow. So why are we here? Good question. Okay, so before I ever even touched yarn, ever considered fiber arts as a hobby in any capacity, I absolutely loved that asymmetrical cowl that Katniss has on at the beginning of the second movie, Catching Fire. It was just so bizarre that I really was like, that is something really cool. Well, as the years have gone by and I've picked up a hook, I'm like, well, maybe I can make it. But then I just kept putting it off and putting it off. And now I'm going to do it because it's Hunger Games week, so why not? There are tons of patterns out there, tons. You just Google it, Katniss cowl, Huntress cowl, something like that. So many pop up. I could buy one and do that, but I could also reverse engineer it and try to figure it out myself, right? So that's what I'm doing this week. So starting off, I don't want to do the thick ropey parts of the top part of the cowl. I'm sure it's very functional when you're outside hunting deer in a post-apocalyptic Appalachian winter. I won't be doing that. I am looking more toward like an indoorsy accessory look. So I'll probably do some sort of ribbing to emulate that, but I don't want that. Also, the back is a mess. I understand it's supposed to look like she did it or her mom did it or she bought it at the Hob, the local swap meets place. And whoever made it did the best they could. I'm going to be doing something else. I think I can work it in two pieces, first doing the cowl and then working the bodice as I need to. And if this turns out good, great. If not, well, maybe I can't reverse engineer things. If it turns out really great and you guys want a tutorial, I can do that too. Today is Monday and I won't be too busy reading the book because I've already pre-ordered the audiobook, so I'll be listening to that while making my Katniss cowl all week. I just wanted to get this intro started because I have to be at the studio all week too and I'll have to take it with me. So I know it would probably be better and faster to use a bulkier weight yarn, but I don't want to go shopping because I have tons of yarn that needs to be used. This Caron 1 pound 4 weight acrylic has just been sitting at the top of my cubby up there for the longest time, and so it is time to see if it can make something really, really cool. Hopefully I can get it all done with this one, and I'll just be using a 6mm hook for a little more flowiness. So come along with me as I try to figure this out, because I have no idea if this is going to look good or not. I'm just rolling with it. So I began by chaining enough to fit around my shoulders. I didn't measure first. I just chained until I thought, okay, this will fit. It ended up being 127 altogether. Since I'm doing a half double crochet, I get 125 stitches all the way around. I like to do things in multiples of 10 or 25 if it's closer. I don't know, it just makes my brain happy. Then I just started working in the back loop to do the ribbed effect, and I worked in a flat panel because I didn't want to do a round and join because I feel like whenever you slip stitch and then move up, there becomes a line of demarcation that just does not look good. So I'll just seam it up. So I thought originally that maybe 10 rows of half double crochet in the back loop for a ribbed effect would be best, but then I got to 10 last night and it was not long enough, tall enough, wide enough, however you want to look at it. Anyway, so I kept going this morning and I got up to 15 and I think this is good. Like kind of right around here, and then we start here and go down. I mean, this will be in the back. I'm going to seam this up and it'll go in the back. Basically the easy part's done and then the math starts, or just the good vibes that I get this right. I don't know, we'll see. So that's where we stand. 15 rows of half double crochet in the back loop for a ribbed effect. Now I'm going to seam up the back and continue. And yes, I've started the book and I've cried almost like 5 times in the first 2 chapters. So things are going great. Yeah, it's going to be a rough couple of days. Okay, so I'd say so far we're doing pretty good. I didn't really feel like talking last night on camera. I had a really bad headache literally all day. And I just wanted to listen to the book because it came out yesterday. Today's Wednesday. Yesterday was Tuesday the 18th. So, sorry, cat distracted me. So last night I just measured the armpit around to the back. So this is the center point. Since I started with 125 stitches, this is stitch number 63 around. And I just picked a spot on the front where I thought it'd be a good place for the armpit. I know, real professional, real clear, right? And then so that was about 15 stitches away from this front center point. And so I just did 15 stitches on the other side from the midpoint of my back. It's confusing. Anyway, that's where they meet up. And I needed about 11 inches. It ended up being about 30 stitches. At first I overcompensated thinking, well, maybe it's just in case I need that extra room. So I did like 40, maybe 45 stitches. Way too many. So I think it was about 40. So I pulled that back to 30 and I think it's a really pretty good thing going on here. Anyway, so I got that done. And now I'm just going back and forth doing the same rib stitching that I did up here. And it's kind of like doing like a ribbed cuff, only instead of like you chain and turn at the end, you're chaining into both sides. And I'm having to increase also. So figuring out the increases was some trial and error. I wasn't really sure how much to do because I do still want to make it like over to here. So I have to go from here to here. I'm only increasing every other row. And lengthwise, I mean, I'm thinking like this, I guess. I don't know. I'm not going hunting. I don't care. Anyway, so at first I started with like 5 or 6 increases and it was really starting to droop a lot. So I pulled back. So now I'm only doing 3 increases every other row. And I think it's pretty good. I think we're doing well. Here's the back side, if you can see it. Anyway, so yeah, the goal is just to make it over here. It seems like a lot, but it's probably really not a lot. I'll probably have it knocked out pretty quickly. Anyway, I'm happy with it. It's going a lot more smoothly than I expected it to. I expected to be extremely frustrated right now, not following a pattern, just trying to figure stuff out on my own, but I like this. So I'm gonna keep working on this, keep on with the book. Hopefully I'll have both of them done by the end of this video. I'm finished with both. I'm very sad. I know it would be, but it's so sad. Oh my gosh. This isn't mine. This is my daughter's. I listened to the audiobook. This is her physical copy, but I couldn't really hold up my phone, be like, oh, I'm done. Not the same effect. It's for the plot. Anyway, this is done. It pretty much turned out exactly how I wanted. Backside. Of course, it's not like what Katniss has, because again, that is not a look I was going for. I was going for more this, which would be, just an interesting piece to wear indoors, in fall sometime, which it is spring. I can't tell what the weather wants to do. So maybe I'll get to wear it before summer hits. I did not use nearly as much as I thought I would of this. I think this is only like a little over 6 ounces, so there's not quite 10 ounces of this 1 pound ball left, which is great. I have a really pretty black and green scarfy yarn that I might make another one of these out of. How pretty would that be? I think it would be stunning. Overall, a lot easier than I expected. I mean, I knew once I got going, it'd be very easy, but it was just figuring out the measurements in the beginning around the armhole, how much I needed to increase without going overboard. I think I only had a frog maybe 2 or 3 times back. First I started the armhole too big, and then I started increasing way too much. It's getting out of control. I can't decide if I want this bigger or not. This is exactly, the cowl is exactly half of the bodice. This was 15 rows, this was 30. I don't know if I would want the cowl bigger. I'm not sure. I know I've seen some people who make like full hoods out of them, but that would be too much for me, especially as like an indoor accessory. So anyway, still really happy with how it came out. This is exactly what I envisioned, more or less, when I started this. I think I said in the beginning, I'm pretty sure Katniss's is probably knit, but I don't know how to knit, so I didn't do that. I'm happy. I'm really happy with it. I'm not happy with this, but you know, I knew I wouldn't be. I knew it was going to be very sad, and I wanted that too. This is what I wanted, but no, I'm just really sad. Okay, we're gonna give ourselves a few days. We're gonna be okay, and we're gonna get through this. Suzanne Collins is a mean girl. That's all I have to say about that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube things. If you want like a brief rundown tutorial of this, I can do that. It's super easy, but there are others out there. Again, there are plenty of patterns, plenty of variations on this for knit and crochet both. But I can do a free tutorial. It was really, really easy once I got going. Did not take me nearly as long as I thought it would, and all the anxiety I had about even trying it at the beginning of the week, gone once I got in the groove of it. I guess I already said all the things, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye!